Have you ever wondered how computers think? They don't have brains like ours, but they do have something that acts like the processor. You can think of the processor as the brain of the computer. It's a tiny chip that's responsible for everything your computer does. Without a processor, your computer would just be an expensive box of metal and plastic. It's the processor that takes your commands, understands them, and tells the other parts of the computer what to do. Pretty neat, huh? So how does the processor actually work? Well, computers use a special language called machine code that's made up of ones and zeros. These ones and zeros represent instructions for the processor to follow. Think of it like a recipe book. Each recipe is a set of instructions, and each ingredient is a piece of data. The processor is like the chef who reads the recipe and combines the ingredients in the right way to create a delicious dish. Every time you click your mouse, type a letter, or watch a video, your processor is following millions of these tiny instructions in a split second. It's pretty amazing when you think about it. The processor has a specific way of handling these instructions. It follows a cycle: fetch, decode, execute, and repeat. First, it fetches or retrieves an instruction from the computer's memory. Next, it decodes the instruction, figuring out what it needs to do. Then it executes the instruction, performing the action it was told to do. Finally, it repeats the cycle with the next instruction. This cycle happens incredibly fast, billions of times per second. That's why computers can do so many things at once. The processor doesn't work alone. It has a whole team of components that help it do its job. There's the RAM, which is like the computer's short-term memory. It stores the data and instructions that the processor needs to access quickly. Then there's the hard drive, which is like the computer's long-term memory. It stores all of your files, programs, and operating system. And of course, there are all the input and output devices like your keyboard, mouse, monitor, and speakers, which allow you to interact with the computer. All of these components work together in perfect harmony, orchestrated by the processor, to make your computer function. Section 5. A symphony of data. Imagine a busy orchestra. The processor is like the conductor leading the different sections of the orchestra, the other computer components, to play their parts at the right time. Data flows between the processor and the other components through electrical signals, kind of like musical notes, traveling between the conductor and the musicians. Each component has its own role to play, and they all need to work together in sync to create the final output, the beautiful music of your digital world. Section 6. Processors in action. From phones to rockets. Processors are everywhere. They're not just in your computer. They're in your smartphone, your tablet, your car, and even your refrigerator. Any device that can process information needs a processor. From simple tasks like turning on a light bulb to complex calculations for space exploration, processors are the unsung heroes of our technological world. Section 7. The need for speed, clock speed, and cores. You often hear about processors being described by their clock speed and cores. Clock speed is like the processor's heartbeat, measured in gigahertz. The higher the clock speed, the faster the processor can execute instructions. Cores are like mini processors within the main processor. Having multiple cores allows the processor to handle multiple tasks simultaneously, like juggling multiple balls at once. So a processor with a higher clock speed and more cores will generally be faster and more powerful. Section 8. The future of processors. Smaller, faster, smarter. The world of processors is constantly evolving. Engineers are always working on making them smaller, faster, and more energy efficient. We're seeing incredible advancements in areas like quantum computing and neuromorphic computing, which aim to mimic the human brain's abilities. The future of processors is full of exciting possibilities, promising even faster and more powerful devices that will continue to revolutionize our lives. Section 9. Processors, the unsung heroes of technology. So the next time you open a program, browse the internet, or play a video game, take a moment to appreciate the amazing work of the processor. It's the unsung hero that makes all the digital magic happen. Understanding how processors work gives you a deeper appreciation for the technology we use every day. It's a fascinating world of tiny transistors and lightning-fast calculations, and who knows what incredible advancements the future holds.